quiet ones, but we still stand, even when the world moves on. I set the alarm while the town still sleeps, pack up my gear, kiss her on the cheek. The kids don't ask, they've learned by now. Their dad comes home, but not right now. No flags wave when I check the wire, no crowd when I walk through fire. But I've sworn my name with blood and bone, and I will stand, I'll stand alone. I don't wear fame, I don't chase praise, but I stand like a stone in the hardest days. No camera rolls, no victory pose, but I carry the weight where nobody knows. Through silence, dirt, and danger zones, I stand for us, I stand alone. I've missed the dance, I've missed the burst, still carved my worth into this earth. My boots have miles that no one tracks, my heart is torn but never cracks. She writes me letters, I keep them close, folded near with what I miss most. A quiet room, a porch light on, but I march on till duty's gone. So you won't hear me on the evening news, but I've bled red, white, and army blues. And every oath I've ever made still echoes in the choices stayed. I don't wear fame, I don't chase praise, but I stand like a stone in the hardest days. No camera rolls, no victory pose, but I carry the weight where nobody knows. Through silence, dirt, and danger zones, I stand for us, I stand alone. It's not about being seen, it's about standing when it counts. Barefoot steps on a gravel bed, fishing line in the breeze again. Sunlight dancing on the quiet stream, chasing minnows and childhood dreams. These were the mornings that never grew old, stories we'd whisper, secrets we told, with the sky wide open and time standing still, hearts unbroken and water to fill. Tree bark carved with our names and dates, skipping stones like we tempted fate, laughing loud while the robins flew, in a world that only we two knew. These were the mornings that never grew old, stories we'd whisper, secrets we told, with the sky wide open and time standing still, hearts unbroken and water to fill. Now I sit where the tall grass sways, same stream but different days. I close my eyes and I hear us still, that little boy heart, it always will. These were the mornings that never grew old, stories we'd whisper, secrets we told, with the sky wide open and time standing still, hearts unbroken and water to fill. Sunlit lines on gentle water, carrying echoes of sons and daughters.
I found a chair in shifting sands. It hasn't sunk, it understands. My boots are warm, but they don't roam. This desert silence feels like home. Crows pass news from fate's delay. I count the years in wind and clay. No clock to strike, no line to cross. I wait here where the world gets lost. Time don't come and I don't go. I light a match, but it won't glow. Time don't come and I don't run. The road moves on, but I become none. Time don't come and I don't break. The night gets loud, but I stay fake. Time don't come and I don't know how long it takes for ghosts to show. They say a train still homes the tracks. It brings no sound, it don't come back. The schedule's etched in bones and dust, but not for me. I wait, I trust. Each tumbleweed's a whispered clue, but none have said what I should do. So I just sit like spirits do. My breath is still, the sky turns blue. Time don't come and I don't go. I light a match, but it won't glow. Time don't come and I don't run. The road moves on, but I become none. Time don't come and I don't break. The night gets loud, but I stay fake. Time don't come and I don't know how long it takes for ghosts to show. Maybe I lived 1,000 lives and mirrored dust and pale goodbyes, but none could teach or steal away this waiting soul that chose to stay. Time don't come and I don't go. I light a match,
Spring rain falls, washing the pain. A brand new start, a fresh refrain. The world awakens with every drop. My heart beats fast, can't make it stop. In the spring, I'm born again, a fresh new start where dreams begin. Summer burns with love's sweet flame. We chase the light and play the game. Autumn winds, they call my name, whispering secrets never the same. Winter's frost may freeze my soul, but through it all, I'll stay home. Summer sun, so bright and high, I feel the heat, I spread my wings to fly, chasing dreams in the fiery light. I'm alive, burning through the night. Autumn leaves fall, the world slows down. Golden hues scatter on the ground. I pause to think, I start to see the lessons learned have set me free. In the spring, I'm born again, a fresh new start where dreams begin. Summer burns with love's sweet flame. We chase the light and play the game. Autumn winds, they call my name, whispering secrets never the same. Winter's frost may freeze my soul, but through it all, I'll stay home. Winter's here, the world turns cold, but in the stillness I find my soul. Snowflakes fall, soft and pure. In the silence I find my cure. Seasons change, but I stand tall. Through the storms, I've seen it all. From the spring to winter's grace, I'll find my way in every place. The sky is clear, the sun's soft glow. A gentle breeze begins to flow. I feel the warmth upon my skin. A new day's hope, I breathe it in. But I sense the shift, a cloud in sight. The air grows thick, it's getting tight. The winds are whispering something's near. I brace myself, I feel the fear. And the clouds, they gather overhead. A storm is coming, I feel the dread. The winds pick up, my heart's in flight. As thunder roars, I lose my sight. rains, it falls like tears. It washes all away my fears. The storm is fierce, it shakes my soul, but in its wake I'll be made whole. I feel the storm begin to roar. The sky's alive, it's hard to ignore. The pressure builds, the clouds are wild. The storm is coming fierce and wild. And the clouds, they gather overhead. A storm is coming, I feel the dread. The winds pick up, my heart's in flight. As thunder roars, I lose my sight. And through the storm, I see a light, a crack of dawn, piercing the night. The clouds begin to break apart. I feel the warmth return to my heart. And the clouds, they gather overhead. A storm is coming, I feel the dread. The winds pick up, my heart's in flight. As thunder roars, I lose my sight. And when the skies are calm again, the sun returns a warm refrain. The air is fresh, the earth is new, and all my fears, they're swept from view. The screen door creaks when I step outside. Morning hush and no place to hide. Miss Carson draws her blinds again, same as she did back when I was 10. The barber nods but won't say much. He ain't forgot my Sunday touch. They see the boots and not the man, like I'm some story they can't stand. Wearing my red boots, I walk this town alone. They whisper like I broke some code unknown. Wearing my red boots, not hiding who I am. They laugh, they stare like I'm a sham. Wearing my red boots, I don't change my stride, even when the church folks cross the other side. Wearing my red boots, still proud to show that I ain't the one who needs to go. I work the mill from 8 to 4, then drink my coffee by the hardware store. Kids on bikes just point and grin. Their daddies taught them what shame's in. I kiss no rings, I kneel to none. Just live my truth when the day is done. They say I'll burn or lose my way, but I wake up fine every day. Wearing my red boots, I walk this town alone. They whisper like I broke some code unknown. Wearing my red boots, not hiding who I am. They laugh, they stare like I'm a sham. Wearing my red boots, I don't change my stride, even when the church folks cross the other side. Wearing my red boots, still proud to show that I ain't the one who needs to go. Kindness dies inside their throat. But boots don't lie and boots don't beg. They've walked through fire and still don't break. One day maybe they'll understand that different don't mean less a man. But till that day I'll face their looks with worn out pride and weathered hooks. Wearing my red boots, I walk this town alone. They whisper like I broke some code unknown. Wearing my red boots, not hiding who I am. They laugh, they stare like I'm a sham. Wearing my red boots,
night's grown cold, but something deep still pulls my soul. I've wandered far on dusty trails, chasing dreams through southern gales. Each mile I roam, I feel alone. Still hear your voice in winds that moan. The road may stretch beyond the view, but every turn still leads to you. Where my heart calls home, I long to be. Where my heart calls home, you wait for me. Where my heart calls home, I always see. Where my heart calls home, your love sets me free. Cold midnight skies and restless nights, your touch returns in firelight. The past we shared, it holds me tight and leads me back through every fight. I hear your name in every breeze. You're still my calm, my memories. Where my heart calls home, I long to be. Where my heart calls home, you wait for me. Where my heart calls home, I always see. Where my heart calls home, your love sets me free. One day I'll cross that old front yard. The gate swings wide, no need to guard. You'll stand there smiling, arms open wide, and I'll be home with you inside. No mountain high, no river wide could pull me from what's true inside. If love's the map, then I'll be shown the way back to where my heart calls home. Where my heart calls home, I long to be. Where my heart calls home, you wait for me. Where my heart calls home, I always see. Where my heart calls home, your love sets me free.
Smoky booth in the corner back, 2 bourbons deep and no way back. Your laugh still hums through the jukebox crack, but now it's just me and this heart attack. Feel the blues in the air tonight, like a song that don't come out right. Your ghost leans in when the chords don't fit, still talking where we used to sit. Lonely hum from the neon sign stains my skin like cheap red wine. I ain't moved on, not a little bit, still aching where we used to sit. Ashtray full, but a light one still. Ain't about the smoke, it's the need to feel. Your lipstick mark on a coffee spill still sits like truth on the windowsill. Feel the blues in the air tonight, like a song that don't come out right. Your ghost leans in when the chords don't fit, still talking where we used to sit. Lonely hum from the neon sign stains my skin like cheap red wine. I ain't moved on, not a little bit, still aching where we used to sit. That night you said you'd drive out west, left your denim jacket, took all the rest. Barstool creaks like a spine confessed, and the silence here don't let me rest. You never said it, but I knew that look was goodbye, dressed in blue. Now all I got is a barroom view of everything I never asked you to. Feel the blues in the air tonight, like a fight you lose without a fight still playing. Where our ghosts don't meet, still bleeding where we used to sit. Lonely hum from the neon sign stains my skin like cheap red wine. I ain't moved on, not a little bit, still aching where we used to sit.
He kissed her forehead, didn't say much, just packed his gear, tied his boots and walked into the dawn, like it was just another Sunday.
She found his note on the coffee pot, just 4 lines and a little dot. Fix the fence and feed the hound, I'll be back when boots hit ground. But fall turned into another spring, and letters came, but not his ring. Now every night she lights the porch, like it still points north, and she walks the trail behind the shed. Wears his flannel when she makes the bed, still sets 2 cups when coffee brews, talks out loud like he hears her news. There's no flag big enough to say what he gave when he walked away, but in her heart, come break or day, his boots still know the way.
His brother drives out once a week, brings her groceries, doesn't speak, just checks the truck and oils the gate. Says, you know, he never ran late. They watch the news but mute the war. It hurts too much to know what for. Still she leaves a plate out every night, just left of the candlelight. No headline reads the name she keeps, but love stands guard where memory sleeps. She walks the trail behind the shed, wears his flannel when she makes the bed, still sets 2 cups when coffee brews, talks out loud like he hears her news. There's no flag big enough to say what he gave when he walked away, but in her heart, come break or day, his boots still know the way.
They folded cloth with honor bride, but didn't see her sleepless nights. He's not just gone, he's just not here. She still feels him drawing near. So she walks the trail behind the shed, talks to stars from their old bed, still sings his name into the breeze, says you served so we could breathe. And though the stone says just his name, she bears the weight just the same, 'cause love don't leave, it just obeys, and his boots still know the way. He never said goodbye, but he left everything pointed home.
and someone waiting back home. He was fresh out of high school, boots still clean, boarded the bus in his army green, stopped by the diner, grabbed a bite, met a girl with freckles in the neon light. She smiled at him, said, "You look lost." He laughed and said, "Maybe I am, but not for long." She wrote her name on a napkin plain and said, "Write me sometime when it starts to rain." From Georgia heat to desert sand, he held that napkin in his hand, wrote her letters full of skies and dust, of nights he prayed and days he must. She hung his words on her bedroom wall, each one louder than the next phone call. He signed each page with a crooked grin. "I'm not much, but I'm all in," she cried. Every time his name came through, the ink still wet, the sky still blue. She said, "Love don't wait, but I still do, for the boy who left and the man he grew." And though they danced in different time, their hearts still met in every line. She never said goodbye, just to write those letters from the quiet side. At the county fair on the Ferris wheel, she'd read his words, feel him real. The wind would carry a dusty scent of where he'd been and what silence meant. And though the world moved on outside, she lived in ink and stayed in stride. She said, "He's gone, but not all gone. His voice still hums through every song." His name on Veterans Day, but no one saw her lips still pray. She wore his dog tag under lace and smiled like he was still in place. She cried every year when autumn fell, but never lost the words he'd spelled. She said, "He taught me how to love so wide, through folded paper, not just by sight. No wedding bells, no photo frames, but every page still knows his name, and love still writes where he resides." And those letters from the quiet side. Not every soldier leaves a grave. Some just leave their words, and the ones who stay still read them. They folded the flag and walked away, but he's never left, not from this porch, not from this heart. The house still leans where he drove that nail, boot marks dried in the morning pale. I touch the coat he hung last fall and swear I still can hear him call. The door still creaks like it knows his way. I light the porch round 8:30. They say the gone don't get to stay, but his voice never fades away. I hold the quiet like it's a vow. He's not gone, just not here now. And I still see him in the light on the swing at Friday night. Hear his hum in the window pane when it rains and calls his name. There's a silence strong and wide that walks with me, stays inside. Though the boots are by the door apart, he's still standing in my heart. I read his letter to our boy, said be the kind that builds not destroy, said protect the weak and speak the truth, and never lose your deeper roots. Now that boy walks tall and free, with his father's steadiness in his feet. And when the anthem starts to play, we both still turn and softly say, it ain't just uniforms or guns, it's love that serves so others run. And I still see him in the swing at Friday night. Hear his hum in the window pane. When it rains and calls his name, there's a silence strong and wide that walks with me, stays inside. Though the boots are by the door apart, he's still standing in my heart. They gave us medals, folded cloth, but they don't know what love has cost. I'd give the world to see his grin, but I find him every time I begin to remember how he laughed out loud, danced real slow, stood tall and proud. When our flag lifts in the morning air, he's a whisper rising there. And even if the world forgets, my soul holds no regrets. He's not just memory or art, he's still standing in my heart. You never really left, you just became the part of me that never surrenders. They called his name at morning light. She still sets 2 plates every night. He didn't come home in uniform, but in the way she keeps him warm. He wore his cap with the bill turned low, tucked a picture in his coat before he'd go. Met her working at the Five and Dime, said, if I get shipped, I will you write sometime. She laughed and said, only if you do first. He said, I ain't scared, but I've seen worse. They shared 1 kiss beneath the flagpole, then he left with a heart half whole. Letters came with desert dust and pages creased with sand and trust. He wrote of sun that burned the ground, of nights so quiet, no friendly sound. She'd read them all beneath her quilt, his words like bricks where dreams were built. She whispered back to his every line, wherever you march, you're still mine. She prays every night like he's just late, sets his boots by the front gate. She says a love don't need to be seen to stay. In that old chair he's just away. Neighbors talk but they don't dare to ask why she still sets 2 chairs. She just smiles and softly sways and waits for love in yesterday's grace. The parade rolls by every 4th of July, but her eyes don't sparkle, just reflect the sky. She hums his song as the flags all wave and leaves dog tags by his name engraved. Kids ask why she looks so proud. She says some goodbyes don't need sound. She touches the stone like she touches air, like he's still sitting in that chair. No medal shines as bright as grace, no trumpet calls what love can't face. He's more than fallen, he's still near. In every quiet, she holds him near. She prays though the world has moved along. She keeps the story in her song. She says love don't break when hearts are true. It stands its post like soldiers do. She won't move that empty chair, not for time, not for despair. 'Cause where he's sad is where she'll stay, till taps his plate at end of day. He never walked back through that door, but he never really left her floor. He's there beside her, always more.
They didn't send me here. I walked in with my boots laced tight, not to die, but to stand for what's right. I was born in a house with a flag out front, Learn to say yes sir and never run. I didn't dream of battlefields or guns, just wanted peace for everyone. But when the towers fell and the world stood still, I felt the fire no storm could kill. Signed my name without a second guess, put on the green, gave it my best. So if you see this folded cloth, know I gave it all and nothing's lost. I'm proud to lie on the ground I chose, beneath this sky where stories sleep. But values rise and mothers weep. Don't say I'm gone, just say I rose to stand upon the ground I chose. Mama still bakes my favorite pie, sets a plate and says he's nearby. And my little brother wears my tag, wipes his tears with the same old flag. Tell my girl to sing out loud, tell my son make me proud. Tell my town stay brave, stay kind, the mission lives in hearts, not signs. I'm proud to lie where honor stands and stars still fly. No trumpets here, just roots and stone and voices clear. I didn't fall, I simply chose to rest upon the ground I chose. Don't lower your gaze, I am not beneath you, I am beside you, still standing.
This ground's not just dirt, it's footsteps of the ones before. They taught me how to walk it right, and I'll defend it evermore. From cotton fields to steel-built towns, we bled and built these battlegrounds. Each morning rise a silent vow to hold the line, no matter how. Through storms and fire we plant our feet on sacrifice. No song repeats, it's not the glory or parade, it's the quiet debt that never fades. This is the land I stand for, with every oath and every war. From sea to sea, through dusk and dawn, their echo leads me marching on. No flag flies high without the pain of names engraved in wind and rain. So I don't bow, I don't ignore. This is the land I stand for. A mother weeps beside the gate, a folded flag, a final fate. But still she sets the porch light bright, believing he still guards the night. And every kid who wears the boots carries more than just salute. They carry hope, they carry scars, and dreams too tough for counting stars. This is the land I stand for, with every oath and every war. From sea to sea, through dusk and dawn, their echo leads me marching on. No flag flies high without the pain of names engraved in wind and rain. So I don't bow, I don't ignore. This is the land I stand for. Not for glory, not for fame, but for the ones who said my name before I even knew the cost. And still they stood, though much harms and harms. This is the land I stand for, through fire, grief, and so much more. From every field to every shore, their courage enriched lives forevermore. No flag waves free without the brave who gave their hearts for others' sake. And if I fall, let them implore, this was the land I stood for. We don't inherit freedom, we earn it, we carry it, and we pass it on, one step at a time. He left before the frost set in, took my jacket but not my fears, and every mile he drove is where I find him now.
Coffee-stained maps in the glove box bin, a faded photo of us back when he'd drive all night, windows down, chasing silence through this town.
Steel-toe boots still by the door since that knock in '04, and I ain't cleaned out his seat. Feels like he might still speak.
Yeah, this thing guzzles like a storm, but it keeps me close, keeps him warm.
I take his truck to that diner by the edge of luck, sit in the booth he always claimed, order his meal and leave his name. I find the back road out of town, hit the dirt till I break down. Every tear, every ache I choke, rides of miles we never spoke.
He tuned the radio low and rough, left it there, said that's enough.
Never liked to say goodbye, just hit the gas and watch the sky.
And now I do the same old route, right past where they laid him out. But I don't stop, I don't lay flowers, I bring him back in throttle hours. I don't pray like I used to do, but I talk to him, that still gets through.
I take his truck and drive past where we used to muck, in fields of mud and summer sweat. Still hear his laugh, I ain't lost it yet. I ride till the radio fades to hum, and the rear view blurs what I've become. Every gear, every turn I poke, pulls the weight of the words we never spoke.
I said too little when it was time, now this engine holds the rhyme. He taught me more with quiet miles than preachers do with practice smiles.
So I take his truck, no plans, no path, no giving up. I ride for all the things he missed, birthdays, vows, that final kiss. The world moved on, but I still steer through every laugh, through every tear. And if I stall or if I choke, it's just the miles we never spoke.
I don't drive it to remember him, I drive it so he remembers me. I never thought I'd write this down, but I owe it to the ones I left behind, not just for the uniform, but for what it stood for.
I felt the ground shake under boots, heard the call, had to choose. Left a picture on the fridge at home, a ring, a name, and a dial tone. They say the brave don't hesitate, but fear still walks through every gate. I kissed her hand and held my breath, swore to serve, not fear the death. And in that moment, loud and clear, a voice inside said, stand right here. Would I bleed for what is right, stand through fire,
this heart stops, let it be. For the ones who still believe in me, through the storm, through the smoke and sand, I would rise, I would take that stand. This oath we carry, come what may, it's carved in me, it won't decay. She reads my letters by the light, still wears my flannel every night. Our baby's crawling, now they say he's got my stubborn, quiet way. And when I feel like letting go, I see their faces through the smoke. And even if they never know, I marched for love, not for show. And in my chest it beats so loud, a vow that may be so and so. Would I bleed for what is right, stand through fire, hold the line? If this heart stops, let it be. For the ones who still believe in me, through the storm, through the smoke and sand, I would rise, I would take that stand. This oath we carry, come what may, it's carved in me. I don't fight to be a name or chase a medal or parade. I fight so someone else can stay and chase the sunrise every day. For I bleed for what is right, stand through fire, hold the light. If it's my name they call that day, let them know I walk the way, not for war, but peace and grace for every hand. I can't replace this oath we carry, it still remains a light that burns to those who lean. Some things you carry long after the uniform's folded, but the oath never leaves you. They folded his uniform, gave it to me, but he left more than medals. He left Sunday mornings, baseball gloves, and the sound of his boots on the porch. They jeered me how to change the oil and how to stand still when the world's spoiled. Said service ain't just overseas, it's holding doors and planting trees. He waved goodbye with one last grin, said keep it running till I'm home again. And though we never got that day, his echo still drives my way. Yeah, this truck's got rust and squeaks, but every mile a story he speaks. I take the wheel down that gravel where the wind turns real. I pass the barn and the old feed mill, feel his hand on mine behind the wheel. And I don't cry, I drive with pride where his boots once walked the side. This land, this sky, this road I ride, where the flag still flies. There's still his playlist on repeat, Springsteen, Cash, and Travis Tritt. I leave it loud, I leave it raw, like the way he laughed at every flaw. Sometimes I stop by his old school where they raised a flag and broke the rule, let
Kids paint stars across the gym in honor of folks just like him. And though his boots are by the door, he walks with me a little more. I take the wheel down that gravel where the wind turns real. I pass the barn and the old feed mill, feel his hand on mine behind the wheel. And I don't cry, I drive with pride where his boots once walked beside. This land, this sky, this road I ride where the flag still flies. They say the brave are laid to rest, but I see him in the very best. In farmers, teachers, kids who stand when the anthem plays across this land. So I take the wheel on roads that know just how I feel. The sun cuts through the rear view glass like his smile that always lasts. I don't drive to run or hide, I drive to keep his fire alive. This country, this town, this open sky where the flag still flies. Not just on graves or monuments, but in morning coffee, front porch steps where the flag still flies.
They don't play taps for the living, but sometimes I still hear it in the way the wind runs through the trees. And in the silence I stand. I didn't grow up chasing war, I grew up chasing dreams and dirt. But one day duty called me in and I stood tall inside the herd. They said, "This land will thank you, son." I said, "Just let her stay free when I'm gone." They dressed me in the army green, my granddad's medals on a shelf. He used to say it's not for pride, it's for the man beside yourself. I wore that oath beneath my skin and marched through fire, through thick and thin. So if you're walking past this row of names, no silence here still speaks our aims. I'm at peace where the flag don't fall and the hills still breathe, where the silence stands for every voice that shaped this land. Don't cry for me, don't change the plan, just live for where the silence stands. Mama once brought me flowers here when Uncle Joe came home in stone. Now she brings them just the same, but the ribbon's got my name alone. She smiles through tears and says to me, "You stood so I could still be free." Tell my brother, guard the porch at dusk. Tell my girl, she's stronger than the both of us. Tell my hometown, don't raise a statue, just raise boys who walk the path too. I'm at peace where the echoes sleep and the roots run deep, where the silence stands, not for death, but the promised hands. Don't mourn too long, just make your stand in the place where silence still commands. quiet. It sings in every oath you keep, still here, still standing, where the silence speaks.
I wore the uniform, but it was your name I carried with me everywhere I stood. The porch light still shines every night, like it's waiting for your truck headlights. Your laughter echoes through the barn, like the past is still warm in my arms. You taught me right from wrong with grace, said don't just serve, protect this place. And when I crossed that line of dust, I carried more than pride and trust. You're the reason I salute, through the silence and the truth, in every oath I ever swore. It's your love I'm fighting for, through the battle, through the storm. You're the peace I still hold on, though the world may never see the proof. You're the reason I salute. Mom still folds your shirts just right, keeps your photo by the porch light. I walk your boots across the floor, still hear your footsteps by the door. They gave us medals, gave us songs, but they can't name what made me strong. It wasn't rank or war's acclaim, it was hearing you say my name. You're the reason I salute, through the silence and the truth, in every oath I ever swore. It's your love I'm fighting for, through the battle, through the storm. You're the peace I still hold on, though the world may never see the proof. You're the reason I salute. Not every hero wears the green, some just hold the weight unseen. And when I fall and strength feels through, I rise again remembering you. You're the reason I salute, through the fire, through the roots. You're the prayer behind each breath, the truth I'd carry into death. If I'm the shield, then you're the flame, burning through my blood and name. And though I march with stars and moons, you're the reason I salute. Some gave all, some gave more. You gave me a reason to walk through that door.
Barefoot steps on a gravel bend, fishing line in the breeze again. Sunlight dancing on a quiet stream, chasing minnows, a childhood dream. These were the mornings that never grew old, stories we'd whisper and secrets we told. The sky wide open, time standing still, hearts unbroken and water to fill. Tree bark carved with names and dates, skipping stones like tempting fate, laughing loud as robins flew, a hidden world for me and you. These were the mornings that never grew old. Stories we'd whisper and secrets we told. Sky wide open, time standing still, hearts unbroken, and water to fill. Now I sit where tall grass sways, same old stream, but different days. Close my eyes and I hear us still, that little boy heart always will. These were the mornings that never grew old. Stories we'd whisper and secrets we told. Sky wide open, time standing still, hearts unbroken, and water to fill. Sunlit lines on gentle water, echoes drifting of sons and daughters.